It's January 25th, 2023. Just another day in Utica on Schuyler Street. This is the New York Susquehanna and Western, making its way south on Schuyler Street. Got a few boxcars in the train. And they'll likely be heading to Oneida warehouse in New Hartford. The boxcars contain paper products for this warehouse. Oneida warehouse used to be located in Little Falls on CSX. Then I understand CSX didn't want to serve the company anymore, switching off their main line, so they moved here to New Hartford, about 23 miles or so to the west. And Oneida warehouse is located in the old Mohawk Containers or Jefferson Smurfit building. They were longtime customers of the railroad. The street trackage here is 0.6 of a mile long. About a kilometer. And the railroad is not subject to the vehicle and traffic laws of New York State. It does not have to stop at stop signs. People will ask that occasionally. A former engineer in the railroad here said he was once pulled over by a rookie police officer for going through the stop sign. And once her supervisor got on scene, the whole incident ended when she was told, the rookie police officer, that you cannot give the engineer of the train a ticket for going through a stop sign since they are not subject to the traffic laws. The line was first put in here on Schuyler Street in the late 1860s. The neighbors were not happy. They sued the railroad but lost. You could say the neighbors were railroaded. They are crossing Noyes Street now, which is the end of the street running here looks like CSX leaser engines up front today. Next, they'll go past Oswego Street. You'll see a signal by the traffic signs or the stoplights, no right-hand turn, because the engine and train is occupying the crossing. I'm now just a few miles beyond where I last videoed the train. We are off the Susquehanna's Utica Binghamton Main and along former tracks of the New York, Ontario, and Western's Utica Division. New York 272 miles, it's New York City 272 miles via Weehawken, New Jersey. So we'll catch them going by here on the old O&W, which was abandoned back in 1957, but a portion of the Utica Division, which ran from Utica to Randallsville, New York, was purchased by the Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western Railroad, which is a predecessor of the Susquehanna. The O&W's New Hartford passenger station was located in what is now a vacant lot right here. Down the tracks, you can see some old bridge timbers that were removed about a year or so ago. And this is a bridge that crosses the Sequoia Creek. After this point, they'll run maybe a third of a mile before a backup move begins to New Hartford's Oneida warehouse, where the boxcars will be spotted today. I'm told that the owner of this house until recent years actually worked for the O&W, and he painted that mile marker some time ago. So that's another connection to the O&W. Here comes the short freight now, bearing down on me on the former O&W's Utica Division main at about 10 miles per hour. That's it for today, I think, as the Susquehanna freight crosses the Sequoia Creek. Just about 20 minutes past noon, a little under 3 hours from the last clip. The crew went back to the Utica yard, swapped engines, and they'll be heading this way with engine 3040 light on its way to Sangerfield. So we'll catch them going up past this point. We're on Paris Hill and Clayville again at a crossing known to the railroad as Lower Main. Paris Hill has a tough grade, 1.8%. It was the ruling grade on predecessor road Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western. Witold's along for the ride this afternoon. Our next stop will be Greens Crossing in the town of Paris. And I think that'll do it for the afternoon. I'll see if we can get them coming back on Schuyler Street later this afternoon. This is Greens Crossing in the town of Paris. The railroad here runs along the Sequoia Creek. Back in the early 1980s, during Conrail times, a southbound freight derailed here. There was ice on the road, on the flangeways, and ended up in the creek. There were no injuries as far as I know. And I hear 3040 rumbling up the grade. We'll see if we catch them heading back later tonight or late afternoon on Schuyler Street. Well, it's about 3 hours past the last segment, and I'm peering out my office window. We've got a good snowstorm right now. It's supposed to last the next several hours. So we'll catch them crossing Genesee Street in South Utica, New York. And then hopefully hop ahead and catch them on Schuyler Street as well. that's it for today on a blustery, cold, late afternoon in Utica, New York. Thanks for watching, everyone. Well, be told, I'd say that was enough railroading for today. What do you say we head for the hills and have some dinner? Does that sound good? Sounds good to me in this winter wonderland with a plow heading my way. Lift that wing. All's well that ends well. Thanks for watching the video. See you next time down the line.